Hey everybody, Dr. Kathy Gruver here for your daily pause. If you noticed, but I actually did not do a daily pause yesterday because I was cranky. I was having a really bad day. I was in a really bad mood and I didn't feel like pausing. So I didn't. But the lesson that came out of that is I found myself up in the middle of the night ruminating about a conflict I had had with someone yesterday. Wasn't my fault. But it was really bothering me, and I kept reliving it over and over again, which is very unusual for me. And it reminded me of one of my favorite parables. It's about a young Buddhist novice and his Buddhist master. And in their sect, they were very strict about poverty and chastity and all this stuff, to the point where they were not even allowed to touch a female. And at one point, the novice and the master are walking through the forest, and they come upon a prostitute who is sitting by a stream crying. And they weren't sure what was wrong with her, so the master spoke to her and said, "Miss, what's wrong?" And she said, "I need to get across this creek, but it's too swift for me to cross. Can you help me?" And the master picked her up in his arms, which was very much against the rules because she was a female, and he carried her across the stream, placed her on the other side. The novice and he went on with their trek. But the novice was really, really disturbed by this. He thought, this is the person I'm learning from. This is the person I'm studying under. How could he have touched a woman? He didn't even, that's so against the rules. And many years later, the novice held on to this. And it really bothered him all these years. And at one point he asked the master, he said, "Master, I really must ask you a question. Many, many years ago, when we were walking through the woods and you came upon that woman and you carried her across the river." And the master said, "Yes, my son." The novice said, but why would you do that? We're not supposed to touch a woman. That's so against the rules, and you didn't even seem sorry about it." And the master looked at the novice and said, "Son, I put her down on the other side of the river. You, however, have been carrying her around for 5 years." And I thought about that, and it's like, I almost tear up when I say that, but it's like, at what point do we put that down? At what point do we stop carrying the resentment, the fear, the anger, the jealousy? At what point do we put that down and not carry it around anymore? Because that's the true sin in this. That's the true crime in this, is carrying those things with you. It weighs you down. It keeps you from moving forward with more ease and with more grace. So thinking about your daily pause today, really think about those things that you're hanging on to that you don't need anymore. Maybe it's a feeling of resentment. Maybe it's an anger at a fight you had, or the guy that cut you off in the freeway. I don't know. But why are we carrying that around? Why are we doing that to ourselves? We're simply adding to our own burden and weighing ourselves down. So be like that master monk. Put that person down on the other side of the creek. And thank you for joining me for the Daily Pause. Hey everybody, good to see you. And we'll catch you tomorrow. I'm in a much better mood now that I put down and got rid of all that stuff I had been carrying that I don't need. So I encourage you to do the same today. So have a great day. Take a couple deep breaths, take that daily pause, and I will see you tomorrow for your next pause. Have a good one.